Yo, what's up everybody? Hope everybody's having a pretty good evening thus far. Been getting a lot of questions about a lot of graphic stuff, video editing stuff, and one question that I get a lot is hold on, let me I'm getting some feedback here. Hold on. I got all kind of screens going on here. But one thing that I'm getting a lot is how to remove backgrounds out of your images, out of your thumbnail videos, out of whatever. You know, you got some image and you want to take the background out of that particular image, whatever it might be. So I've got a way that I've been able to do it fairly easy over the last several years, and I've shared it before, but I thought I'd make a new video just to kind of update it because I still use it all the time. I'm not a Photoshop guy. I don't really know a lot about it. I kind of dip and dab in it every now and then, but for the most part, it's a lot, you know, and some of you probably very, well versed in Photoshop. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a tool that I use that really makes it a lot easier. And because when I'm making videos and I'm creating graphics for my videos, I got to keep moving, right? I don't really have a lot of time, or I don't really want to spend a lot of time on one particular image. You know, I want to do the fastest way that I can do it just to get it done, get it up, and get people to see the video. So what I've got a really cool tool here called Clipping Magic, clippingmagic.com, and I'm going to show you here in this video how to actually remove a background out of pretty much any image with ease, without a lot of tech skills, without knowing a lot about Photoshop. It's going to be pretty cool. So I'm just going to jump right into it, guys, here really quick. And I think I'm broadcasting on a few different channels here. So if you're watching on Facebook, you definitely want to go to that YouTube link so you can actually see this a lot more clear. I'm looking at my Facebook live camera here, so make sure you go there, and that way you can see all the information. So, and if you have any questions, you can definitely type in your questions here inside of YouTube as well, and I'll also get back to answering some of the questions inside of Facebook Live. All right, so let's just jump right into it. So let me change my screen here, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do here. Let me move it up here. Okay, there we go. All right, so here is clippingmagic.com, right? And what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to show you, and as you can see, I've done a lot of different ones where I've removed the background out of a lot of different images. And so let me move something here. And so let's just go ahead and get started. So first off, Clipping Magic, they give you, it's not like a free, here, let me come back really quick. It's not a free service, but it's like really cheap. It's like $3 a month. They got different scales or whatever. I use it because it just does it so easy and so quick, right? But I think they give you like a certain number that you can do for free, because I remember when I first found out about this several years ago, I was able to do several images and it didn't cost me anything. They didn't require me to upgrade. You can still try it, but it's only like $3 a month or something like that. So very small, and I use it all the time, so that's why I have it. So let me come back. All right, so I'm just going to jump right into it. I've got a particular image that I want to use, so I want to upload it, and you can even drag and drop. But I'm gonna pull up my file window here, and I think it's in my documents, because I'm actually going to be making an image for this video. So I'm actually going to be using this image that I'm going to create for this video that you're watching. Of course, it's live now. If you're watching a replay, you already see the end result. But I'm actually going to use this image right here, and we're going to let it populate right in there. Okay. So as you can see here, and you've got basically two canvases here, right? You have the one on the left and you have the one on the right here. The one on the right represents the result, what you're doing based off of what you're creating and what you're cutting out over here on the left hand side. So what you cut out, it'll kind of give you the end result right here on the right hand side. So that's why you have two different screens here. So we're going to do all the work here on the left, and then it's going to show here what we're doing here on the right hand side. So first thing I want to do is, and if you notice, there's several controls here. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to keep it simple in this particular video, just to show you how simple it is. As you can see, I have an image here. You have a green button and you have a red button here, okay? The green button represents what you want. Hold on, I got pop-ups popping up here. The green button represents what you want, okay? So what I want to do, of course, I'm just going to mark a little bit up in here, because this of course, this is the image that I want. Doesn't have to be all exact, because the algorithm of this software will actually find and know what I want to keep just by me kind of just doing a little generic trace around the actual image. So of course I want all this stuff here, right? And I just want to remove the whole background. Now if I need to go, let's say you need to get a little bit more exact, right? And you need to zoom in, well, you can just click the plus button up here, right? And you can take your hand option right here and you can move things around. Okay, you got this little hand icon right here, so it allows you to kind of move things around. So if I wanted to make it a little bit more clear, I don't really have to, because it's pretty self-explanatory in terms of the background and my hand. So the website software would know the difference. But just for this example here, if you wanted to be a little bit more exact, and you know, I can do that. And again, I'm not trying to be all exact with it. I don't have to follow all around the edge. It just all depends. And the more you use it, the better you're going to get with it as well. Okay, so it might be a little funny in the beginning, but after you've done several projects using clippingmagic.com, you're going to see how simple it is and how quick it's quick for me. Now it's taking me a little longer here because I'm talking and I'm explaining at the same time. So normally, I'm pretty much done by this time because I've done it so much. So I'm just kind of talking and explaining. So I'm just trying to get a little bit more exact so it can find the edges, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. So I'm just getting a little, and I don't have to do this. I'm just doing it just for the training aspect of the video here. All right, and okay, we'll just roll with it like this. Okay, I might just keep all that inside that. Yeah, I'll just keep all that. Do it like that, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna zoom out again, and then what we need to do now, I'm going to transition from the green button to the red button. There's this little pop-up keeps popping up. Just kind of disregard that. All right, so, and here, let me move this thing out the way. All right, so now I have my red option. Now, if you notice here on the right, nothing's happened. It's just because I told the software, hey, this is everything I want to keep in this image. Everything else, just take it out. So now I just take the red and I just click and hold. And I just move the red deal around, and it's going to eliminate everything that it thinks that I don't want, right? And I'm just going to move around. And if you notice on the right-hand side, things are changing on the right-hand side. See? I could just come back over here on this side and do the exact press and hold, just click and hold, and just drag all the way down. And boom. It's not bad. Hold on, I think let me zoom in on that a little bit. I'm actually going to use this image, so I don't want it to be too. Okay, see what I did? I just put the green deal. I just clicked on it one time, and it, just telling the software, hey, I want that little section there as part of my hat. Got to have the hat in there, right? So let me zoom back out and then look over here at my end result. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, what do you think? Looks pretty good to me. And again, there's all kind of resources out there. This isn't like the only one. This is the one that I've been using, and it works, right? So now it looks good. I like that. I think that'll work. What I have here, I like it. Yeah, that'll work. So what I want to do now, since if everything looks fine, and as you can see, that didn't take too long. At all. It took longer than normal. I mean, normally I could have took this image, I could have been done with it in about, I don't know, 45 seconds, maybe a minute, if that, right? Just to do what I need to do, because I've done it so many times, I can kind of move through it pretty quickly. So it wouldn't have taken me this long at all. So what I have to do now, if everything looks good, and it does, I'm going to hit download. and we're gonna let it download. Okay, that's my result. I'm gonna let it download, and there it is right here. I'll open up a window and we can take a look at it really quick. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make the thumbnail for it. So you're gonna actually see me make a YouTube thumbnail that I'm actually going to use for this particular video. Perfect, there it is. Background totally removed out. All the lines look, very, really smooth. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. So that's it right there. So I'll just kind of move this over here on my other monitor here, and then what I'm gonna do here, let me come back really quick here just to see if we had any questions about that. Pretty smooth, pretty easy. As you can tell, didn't take long at all. But if you have any questions, just go ahead and comment, and I'll definitely be able to answer those questions as well a little bit later on. But I just definitely wanted to check that out. So everything looks good. So all right, so let me come back here. All right, okay, and so what I want to do now, I'm going to use a different website to make my thumbnails. There's one that I've been using here that I absolutely love, and I'm gonna show you why. It's called Kickasstuber, and you'll see some links. You should see some links right below this video. And some other, and I'll be putting some other resources, because there's some other resources out there, even ones that you can use on your mobile phones to remove backgrounds out of your images as well. So I'll put some of those a little bit later after the video. But for the most part, Clipping Magic is my #1 go-to tool when I'm removing images, backgrounds out of any of my images. So if you see any of my images in the past, that's what I was using, was that particular software. Clippingmagic.com. It's not an affiliate or nothing like that. Just go to it. You'll see the different options and everything, and try it out, because they give you a few that you can test out. Now this tool here is called Kickasstuber. Yes, that's right, Kickasstuber. I'm not going to go over a lot of details about it, but if you're doing graphics for your YouTube channel, you need graphics for your videos, all that, this is definitely now my #1 go-to website or tool that I can use for a lot of things to make my job a lot easier. One of the issues that I normally have is something to help me create my thumbnails a lot faster, because normally, here, let me come back just really quick. I'm gonna come back to it. Normally when I'm making thumbnails and all that, it just takes me more time. I save a lot of templates, things that I've created from scratch, but it just takes a lot of time. And that's the biggest problem that I have now, with just time, right? And so I'm always trying to find things that can help me get things done faster without using so much time. Because as a creator, especially marketing businesses and offers and stuff online, and you want things to look right, you also don't want to spend a lot of time creating either. You want to get things done, move on, so you can keep things moving in your business. So here, so let me go back. And you'll see some links right below this video as well, guys. So if you want to get Clipping Magic, just go there. And I'm going to show you why I like Kickasstuber. So we're going to make a particular thumbnail here. What you're looking at are different thumbnail templates that are really designed for people that like making YouTube videos, right? They're made to be attractive. They're made to be engaging. They're made to be colorful. They're made to be bold. And they're made to make you stand out amongst the rest, right? And so what I'm going to do, I think that's the one that I wanted to use, is this one right here. So we're just going to use this one here, this marketing thumbnail, and you'll see why. So I'm going to click on it, and when I go to it, you give it a few moments here. And it's going to bring up that particular template. I didn't create the template. It's just giving me a template here that I can use. Okay, so what I've got to do first is I definitely want to use this particular template here. And I know we got a couple comments coming in as well, and I'll come back to them here in just a second. But check this out. So I'm going to bring up that. So what I got to do first here, let me just kind of explain really quick. This is a template. Now, the way they have it set up, it's like a very small version of Photoshop. It's not quite like Photoshop, but it's very similar. Photoshop has a whole lot of options, right? And you can just get lost in all the different options. Here, they're just giving you what you need, okay? And I'm going to be doing some training. I got some workshops coming up as well. But I'm going to show you how easy it is for me to create a really kick-ass thumbnail using that image that I removed the background on, and you'll see how it's going to work. So I'm going to take that image that I used earlier. Here it is right here, and I'm just going to drag it over into my layers over here. And again, I'm not going to go over a lot of details about the use of it, but it's really simple. They got tutorials and everything under the help section as well. But you're going to see. So all I've done, I just dragged the image that I did, and I'm going to put it over this. Now, if you notice, anytime like in Photoshop and even other platforms, all these different elements that you see in the image are basically different layers represented over here on the right. These are just different layers. If you notice, right here, here's my image right here. So we're right here where you see it highlighted right there. Okay, and if you noticed, before it wasn't showing well because if I move it down, right, if I can here, give it a second, hopefully. There we go. All right, now it disappears. Why? Because now all these layers are over it. So it's like if you stack something on something, you're not going to see it until you put it back over something, right? So that's basically how that works. So I'm just going to bring it right back up here so we can see it. And then if you notice, if I click on the little drop down here, it's going to bring everything up here. And let me find the image of the guy. I guess it's a cutout image. So if I hit the little eyeballs here, represent that it wants to be seen. So if I click the eyeball, the man disappears. If I click it back, he reappears. If I don't want the rocket ship right here, there's a little rocket right here. If I don't want that to appear, I could just hit the little eyeball and the rocket ship disappears. Or I can bring it back. I can even move the rocket ship, but I don't need it, so I'm gonna take it out. And I don't need the man here because I'm gonna put myself here in that spot. So I'm gonna move this guy out the way, and then I'm gonna click on the layer of my image. So I clicked on it, so now it's highlighted as you can see. And I'm just gonna, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just gonna drag it back. Oh, let me clear that up a little bit. There we go. Just gonna drag it. Well, let me bring it up a little bit more. There's another layer that it's under, so I'm gonna bring it over that. Okay. And again, and normally it's not gonna take me this long normally because I'm training on it. So I'm gonna put my image right here. But I think what I want to do, I'm gonna put it over the border. So I'm gonna move it up above that border. See how I just kind of created a little cool effect. So now I'm above the border, right? And then we'll probably do it like right about there, maybe. Right, and I can probably make it a little bit smaller. Let's see, about like that. I think that's cool. Now, what I got to do now is, and I might do some more adjustments with that in just a second, because I'm going to show you something. Well, you know what? Before I even go into the text, let's just stay on this portion. What I like to do, lately I've been liking to put those little white borders around my images. So I'm just going to right click. So remember, here's my layer. Now here's my image layer right now. There it is. Before it was at the bottom, but we kind of moved it up so it can actually be positioned exactly how we want it in the image. So I'm just going to right click on blending options. And here, let me do that again. Just going to right click on blending options. Okay, and then I'm going to click over. You got all these different options, and the best thing to do, just kind of play around with different things. That's how I found about this one. This particular feature, I'm gonna hit stroke, and it's gonna put a little red. It just defaults red, but I don't want to keep that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just click on this little stroke section, and it's just gonna open up the different options inside of it. And again, the cool thing, this is a video, guys. All you gotta do is just follow this video later, and you can be able to do the exact same thing that I'm doing right now. But I'm gonna change it from red. I don't want red. I want white. So I'm gonna click on the red, and it's gonna give you my little color palette right here, or picker. And I'm gonna click white, and I think that's pretty cool there, and I'm gonna hit OK. All right, and I think that width of the white, maybe I like using 5. I'm gonna do 5. That might make it a little bit thicker. just a tad bit. Okay, yeah, that'll work. That'll work. We'll move it about like that. I think that's about good. We might do some more adjustment here in a minute once we get the text right. So far I got that, and what I can do is now we got to fix the text. So here's the layers of the text. There's the how to generate. I hit the little eyeball. There's the passive. There's the eyeball for that one. And then the income, there's the eyeball for that. If you ever want to know what element is what I typically do when I'm trying to figure out, well, what's this element or what's that element? I just come over here and I just start clicking on stuff, and I see what appears and what disappears and reappears. That gives me the exact location of that element. So here on how to generate, so I'm going to change it, and we're going to say, I just double click. All I did, I just double clicked on it. So double click. It's going to highlight, just like when you doing an email or whatever, you just double click on a sentence or whatever, you need to cut it or whatever. And so I'm just going to say, I'm going to just take this portion, and we're going to say how to, make it all caps, remove, let me see, and we'll just do, now I got to get to the passive portion. So now I got to click on the passive, section, right? Or layer, double click, and we'll say how to remove background. Okay, and if you notice, it's too big, but no biggie, because all I got to do is come over here, hit this little portion right here where it says move tool, just click on that, and then I can actually, there's a few things that I could actually do, but it's probably going to, it's probably going to allow me to, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Instead of doing it like that, because it's so big, I think I'm just going to change the size, 342 up here at the top. So I just highlighted it again. Let's do 300, see what that does. 300, maybe 200. Okay, what does that look like? Okay, not bad. And if I move it, click my move button here and maybe move it up, or I can kind of move it. Yeah, I could probably move it. Let's tell you what, let's make it like 195 or something. Let's try that. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So now if I move it, I could probably put it like right about there. Okay, that'll work. How to remove images, or how to remove background images. Okay, and then I click on the next one, same thing, double click, and I just write images. Okay, and I need to move it, so I can click my move button right up here, and we'll try to move it up like about like that. Yeah, that'll work. Matter of fact, I might just bring it all together. Let me do the other one too at the top. I just do it all like that. How to remove background images. Okay, that's cool. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. Let me see. So what I want to do though with my image is, I think I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, because if you see my hat is like cut off right here, because that's how it was in the image. So I'm gonna make that a little bit bigger so it'll come to the edge. All right. Okay. I think that's about right, or close to it. And that's fine if it's cut off a little bit, because it'll still look pretty cool. And then if I move things around, a lot of times I'll just double click on this little equal button right here, because like if you're moving your images and stuff around, sometimes you can move them and they kind of get a little skewed or stretched out or whatever. If you want to bring it back to the original, I guess you can say ratio, or just to keep everything consistent, just click on this little double click this little equal sign up there, and that will, no matter what size you bring it, it'll come back to the appropriate size, so you won't look all skewed or stretched out or whatever. So just a little tip. So let me move. I'm gonna move me to the edge, maybe. Hold on, because I'm broadcast. I got softwares open, so it's a little, my computer's getting a little weird. I think that's fine. How to remove background images. I think what I'm going to do, I might actually, because of the formatting, I'm going to right click my image. I'm going to go back to the stroke. And I thought it was, I meant to hit 5. I don't know how it got to 7. I must have hit it by mistake. There. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. I think the white background was just a little bit too big for what I was trying to look for. So, how to remove background images. Okay. And I did it from a template. I didn't even create this template. All I did was edited the template, right? And I did it all through the layers right here, and just some, I added just whatever I needed to say. So for the most part, this is set. It's pretty much set. I think we're gonna take it. All right. I think I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna use it. So it's a YouTube thumbnail format. So all I have to do now, I'm gonna save it, and it'll save in my folder of this software. This software is actually online, so it's not like, it's nothing that you have to download. It's all in the cloud, right? So it's all, so you can save your projects, and so this is saved, so I can always come back to it later. But what I got to do now, I need to export it, and I like doing it as a PNG because it's just going to be a much bigger image. And then this little window pops up here, and then it just, like, if you want to make some changes, typically I don't even mess with none of this stuff. I just hit save, and then it's gonna save it, and then I just go back to my show finder, give it a second for it to download. There it is, and then I do a quick little preview. Boom, there it is. There's my thumbnail for this video. Okay. It's everything. It's fine. I'm gonna rock this one. Okay, looks good. So let me close it out. So what I gotta do now? Let me see. I know I'm broadcasting live. I don't know if I can do this live now, but yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it because I don't want to mess anything up. But for the most part, you get the picture. So later on, you're gonna see that actual image tied to this particular video here in the next 15-20 minutes or whatever. So here, let me come back. So hope you guys like that. Hopefully that gave you guys some insight on how a lot of this stuff works. If you got any questions, definitely go ahead and comment below. I'll definitely be able to answer those questions for you, and be able to help you make some better content. But again, one of the biggest questions that I do get most of the time, especially here lately, is how do I remove images, backgrounds out of my images easier? Well, for me, and again, it's a preference. Everybody uses different things. Use what works for you. I like Clipping Magic. Why? Because for me, it allows me to do what I need to do faster without getting so technical with a lot of different things. It works for me without a whole lot of steps. Check it out. I think they'll let you check it out for free. And then of course, if you want Kickasstuber, that is a cool platform for thumbnails, for all kinds of stuff. Matter of fact, I'm definitely going to be linking a training, so make sure you check the video. Check in the description a little bit later as well. You'll eventually going to see a training of me going over a very in-depth overview of that particular tool and all the things that you can do with it as well. So it's definitely going to make my job easier. Definitely going to also make my training a lot easier when I'm trying to help people so they can become more creative. That's a tool that can really help them do that a lot more efficiently and really give them the look that they want on YouTube. So, hey guys, I got to run. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Again, if you got any more comments, just comment below. Also, check out the links as well. I'll be adding some other resources as well. Some things that can really help you make some better videos, better graphics, so on and so forth. So with that said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Talk to you soon.